We do have a jingle.
Forrest made one,
Really?
kind of.
Maybe I haven't heard it.
Yeah. Oh, I could play it, but well, you can hear it now.
Okay.
Anyway, welcome to We're Friends No Matter What, right? Episode 6. I have Max, Mikkel,
Howdy.
I have Kate,
Hello.
and I have Jen.
Hi.
She said something. This is the first appearance.
She's
with
on the
Jen.
podcast. It's
Yeah,
official.
It is. It is official. I have been so excited to have Jen on and Max on, and then also to have Kate and Max on at the same time.
Because we have such chemistry.
Oh, it's the chemistry that, or it's something. I don't know.
We're friends no matter what, though, right?
Right.
I think you're
Right.
supposed to tell me that.
Sometimes I'm not looking for a friend, Max.
Oh. Wow. An exciting episode.
We're not
this a
always
double
just
date?
friends.
Do you guys need to tell us
Well,
something?
the thing about Max and I is just we never got the timing right.
It's just the timing. We really missed it. You know, times where she was in love with me, times where I was in love with her, but it just never really matched up
Never matched up.
until today.
Oh my! Oh my gosh! No! The foot! The foot!
Sorry, was that inappropriate?
No, no, that was very appropriate.
I think they
Just
decided
please
in the
never
first
do it again.
episode.
Oh my goodness. Max just reached his foot over and touched Kate. They're playing footsies now.
She liked it.
No.
Oh my goodness. That is so funny. We just got back from climbing at Dogwood, and Kate challenged Max to climb the route without hands. And he did it.
Yeah, that was a leg workout. My calves are still feeling it. But it was kind of cool. It was awesome.
It was by far the most impressive thing I've probably ever seen, actually.
Well, I couldn't have done it without Grant. He was bullying me like a champ.
Yeah. And you had everyone down at the bottom had your attention.
Really?
Yeah. There was a really special moment that we all loved when he started walking like sideways. I don't even know how to describe it, but he just looked like a little billy goat, just climbing up a mountain like no big deal. Ain't no thing.
Oh my
It
goodness.
was good.
Oh. Today I came across this poll on Reddit that said, what is the closest planet to Earth on average?
How do you mean on average?
Like the closest to Earth.
Oh, the moon.
That's not a planet.
Oh,
That's a
yeah.
moon, actually.
Okay, wait a sec.
It's okay. We've all been there.
Yeah. So what are your guys' thoughts?
Well, I think we can rule out Pluto.
Pluto is actually not a planet?
Yeah, that's why we can rule it out.
Thank you.
We
you're
can
right.
also rule out Uranus. Well, well, maybe not.
And Saturn. And Juniper.
Juniper,
You know,
the bushiest planet.
of course. Juniper, the bush.
The prickliest.
I guess I would say probably Mars, right? Isn't Mars pretty close to us?
Yeah.
So okay, so
Is
like
it
going
Mars?
from the sun out, it goes like
Mercury, Venus, Mars,
Earth,
Oh no!
Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, Pluto.
I think you're right. No, actually, I think Uranus is closer than Neptune. I don't know why I can't even say that planet. I just love that name.
The best is when we were in St. George, our little cousin, our cousin, he's what, 10, 7? I don't even know. But he loves the planets. He could probably answer this question for you. And he drew a picture of all the planets, and I pointed to Uranus, and I was like, oh, which one's this one, lad? And he's like, that one's Uranus. And I just laughed. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. Who's going to tell him? Not us.
So anyway, so you say Mars.
That's
Max.
that's my vote.
Kate?
I say Mars as well.
I already told you, John.
Jen
What
just
if-
nodded.
What if I told you that's wrong?
I mean, I'd be a little bit shocked. Isn't that supposed to be in like the Goldilocks belt, like right with us?
Mercury's the closest on average.
What the
What
heck do you
is-
mean Mercury?
What is on average supposed to mean?
So like right now, okay, so
like
like
the rotation.
the rotation around the sun, the distance between Earth and Mercury, even if Mercury's on the other side of the sun, is still closer than Mars on the other side of the sun.
And what about Venus? Isn't Venus supposed to be in between those two?
Yeah, but then it's also farther than Mercury.
Because it's
Merc-
just it's
Yeah,
like,
so the distance is always closer.
wow.
When does this become relevant to my life, personally?
I don't know. Like
is my question.
I put Mars when I put the poll in, and I was like, oh, now it makes sense.
Dang, that's pretty shocking.
And then I kept scrolling.
Oh,
So there's that. I kept scrolling, and I found a conspiracy theory that that life actually came from Mars, and it didn't start on Earth.
okay.
What do you guys think of that?
Well, so tell me, do you know any more details on the actual theory? Like what?
All it says is, think about it. Around the time that first single organisms existed on our planet, Mars was covered with liquid oceans and an atmosphere. We don't know the origin of life because we were looking in the wrong place. Up until very recent years, we don't know what our last universal common ancestor is because it was on Mars. The first single celled organism came to our planet from Mars by hitching a ride after a meteor on Mars. There have been experiments done in space prove that many single-celled organisms can survive years in the vacuum of space, and some single-celled and even multicellular life form on Earth has survived tens of thousands of years frozen in ice.
So I guess my question is like, is that like, because the way that the hitchhiking thing, the two scenarios that I can imagine is one, the single celled organism was some like crazy grasshopper thing, and it saw an asteroid and like hopped onto it, hitched a ride that way, or maybe I know I do know there's been like a lot of like volcanic activity, right? Anciently on Mars, they say it's kind of a dead planet now, but anciently they say it had tectonic plates like we do, and volcanic activity. So is it maybe suggesting that like some meteor or rock with an organism on it was projected from a volcano into space, and that turned into sort of a comet or an asteroid and fell down to Earth? Like
I don't know. It's hard to tell whether an asteroid hit it and picked up something or it was launched off of a volcano.
yeah, I don't know.
It's hard to tell.
I like the grasshopper idea. I think that'd be cool if we came from grasshoppers.
Yeah, our jumping abilities really helped.
I know.
Really stuck.
Kind of evolved out of
Grandpa
there.
Hopper,
What do you think, Kate?
our forefathers.
Do you believe it or don't believe it?
So I did bring this up in the last episode. It is called the Bible, and it just talks about the creation of the
That's
earth.
the one by King James, right?
We've been out.
Great author.
He has a lot of good books, actually.
I love his stuff.
No, honestly,
I love that he breaks it down into sentences and not pages. Yeah.
wait, what?
It's a unique organization. Yeah. He was a
Versus
genius of
Kate
his time.
versus
Oh, okay. I
Anyways.
understand. There's sentences within verses, though.
right, but
Yeah, just letting you know. Anyway, doesn't matter. So I guess the point is, when you were like explaining the whole concept to me, this theory, I kind of blanked out because I don't really understand it. So I'm just gonna go ahead with no comment and leave it at that. I don't know what to say, other than of course, my man James, King James, of course.
what about you, Jen?
No. I
No.
don't believe it.
No, you don't believe it?
No.
Well, here's what I'll say. I'll test, like, maybe if I can throw in another word on
Of course.
it. I think with the future of space travel, we got Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, some of these billionaires privatizing space, and a mission to Mars that, in fact, Elon Musk has a proposed theory and, kind of project in the works at SpaceX to send people to Mars that's not a one-way trip. he's designing rockets and things that they believe and theorize could come back. And from there, we could take some serious samples and actually make some pretty groundbreaking discoveries of what's really out there on Mars.
Yeah,
So-
I think the new rover has a helicopter.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, we'll see how long this rover lasts.
Before the Martians shoot it down.
Do you guys have conspiracy theories?
The only like conspiracy theory, which isn't even really conspiracy, are just like the Disney ones, which Max is gonna fight me on because he hates Disney.
Ooh, I love Disney conspiracy theories.
They're just the whole Disney universe has been like theoretically interconnected. So I don't know. Those are the only interesting ones to me because I am a child.
They're all fake.
Elsa and Anna are sisters to Tarzan.
I agree.
No.
100%.
No, I agree.
Really?
Next.
I've never heard about this.
Okay, so
It's
Elsa and
true.
Anna's parents left on a trip,
Gotcha.
on a ship, and then the ship crashed.
Tarzan's parents
And
died
Tarzan's
in a
parents-
shipwreck.
Whoa.
She was not pregnant.
Hey,
She
they
wasn't
had a long
pregnant at
time
the
on that
time.
boat.
Yeah.
It's so true.
It took months to get across the sea.
What else would you do on the boat? I'm like, you only play cards so many times.
True.
But anyway, that's one that I full-heartedly believe.
Well, I don't know much on the when it comes to Disney conspiracies. Is that something we want to stay on?
No, we're good.
Okay. 'cause
I don't know any others. That was the
There's-
main one.
There's also one that Moana died in the storm. That's as far as I know, though.
Oh.
Oh,
And so, like, the whole rest of the movie's just like,
The afterlife, like her getting to the afterlife
oh,
or something, I think. I could
Interesting.
look it up.
unique.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know anything.
If we can go back to the Mars one, I talked to a guy. So there's a photo you can look up on NASA's website. If you look up like Mars femur bone, I think is what it is. So there's this image. It was a man. We were doing a service project for this guy. Didn't know him, but we started talking to him, and he seemed like a really nice, pretty normal, regular guy. And then he pulled out this photo on his phone. And looking at the photo,
I'll put it in.
yeah,
You can see it right now.
looking at it, well, I mean, what do you guys think looks like?
It looks like a bone.
Yeah.
And then, like, just looking on, like, Google, like, there's, like, other ones that look like spines.
Mm-hmm. So there's bones and other things that are pictures that NASA claims have been taken on Mars. So first of all, that could further substantiate the original theory of life originated on Mars, right?
Crazy.
But this guy had a different idea. He showed us this photo, and he started talking about how people have seen, or claim to have seen, rovers driving around Greenland, up in the middle of nowhere, Greenland. Space, like Mars-looking rovers driving around on Greenland. And so his theory was that we've never actually even made it to space. He theorized that, and he was pretty convincing, honestly, that we weren't on Mars, we hadn't made it to Mars, but that NASA, to continue to receive funding and to pack the pockets of the bigwigs, was just taking random pictures and publishing them as if they were pictures on Mars.
So how would you explain the red dirt in Greenland when it's all ice?
I have no idea. But he was, I think probably one of the biggest holes in his theory in that is it's NASA that has posted this photo. And they admit they don't know what it is, but it looks like a femur bone. But there's no real explanation. But if they were trying to cover it up and pack their pockets, I find it a little bit unlikely that they would be posting the photo that could be so incriminating.
Interesting.
Anyway, so that's one that I've heard. That's
That-
a Mars-related one,
So,
anyways.
so that kind of falls into, do you think the moon landing was faked?
And I don't. I want to believe in the moon landing. I want that. I want to believe in that.
I mean, with as adventurous as you are, yeah. I know you do. What about you, Kate?
I believe in the moon landing for sure.
Jen?
The shadows are off.
Oh
I'm just kidding. That's a quote from a New Girl episode.
I think it's interesting to hear like conspiracy theories, not because I want to believe them, but just because I'm like, I do believe in the moon landing, but it's also just like what people come up with to make it seem like it's not real or that the earth is flat or some things like that.
There's some pretty
The Earth
intense.
is flat.
Oh, this is awkward. Good thing we're on a conspiracy theory podcast right now.
Yeah, because it's the conspiracy is that it's round.
Have you guys heard of the one where, like, Peter Pan is actually the bad guy and Captain Hook is the good guy?
Oh,
Peter Pan's like the angel of death or something.
Yeah.
I have heard this one.
I can't remember too much of the details, but
But
I was hoping
Captain
you
Hook
guys
was
would.
trying to save the children from getting to Neverland because Pan would capture them there or something.
yeah.
It's horrifying.
Yeah.
I love Peter Pan.
Now you don't.
No, I don't.
It's just like how Jen doesn't like Frozen or Tarzan anymore.
I
Ah,
still like them. They're just not related.
They are.
Does Tarzan look like either one of them?
honestly, I've never even heard of this theory, and I'm already kind of convinced of it. Sorry, Jen.
Yes.
There's also like theories that all of Adam Sandler's movies are all in the same world.
Okay, I've heard about. I totally believe that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Adam Sandler, he's a very like distinct actor. Like he's kind of the same like personality in every show that he's in almost.
Well, and all that there's a lot of his side characters play like the exact same character over multiple movies.
Yeah,
like
like
same
with the
clothes
same
and
name.
everything.
And like they'll refer to him as the same name, and
I'll have to look into that one more.
It's pretty interesting.
yeah, look into it. It's I read that one a little bit today. I was like, what? And then after reading a bit more, I was like, yep, I'm convinced.
Okay, have you guys heard the one that where Drake killed XXX Tentacion?
No.
Drake totally killed him. Okay, I've read up on this. It's crazy.
Wait, who is Drake and who is the other person?
Drake, the artist, like
As in
The rapper,
the rapper.
okay.
Mhm.
As in yeah.
as in
And
Like I used to call you on my cell
hotline,
phone.
yeah,
Yeah,
hotline
okay.
bling.
Okay, cool.
XXX Tentacion was another rapper.
Oh.
But he was like a SoundCloud rapper.
Spotlight, moonlight, that one.
Anyway,
Yeah, I know what you mean now.
Okay, so first of all, they had beef. They had some serious beef, and they were both, self-proclaimed gangsters. I don't know about their actual gang involvement one way or another. That's not something I can, substantiate now. But they were kind of in with that crowd. I mean, as it goes, a lot of time with like sort of that rap culture, and they had beef because X called Drake out for stealing one of his songs, and then they very publicly said some pretty, made some pretty bold threats and things. And then X was shot and killed. He was like 17 or 18 years old, or he was a pretty young guy, and he was shot in a drive-by shooting. And then just a few months later, Drake released a song, and it was something like XXX, why never shoot beneath the neck, or something like that. He had this random lyric that totally
well, sorry.
called out. No, it totally called out, like, it almost sounded like a confession about X. And there's some, you can look up some websites on it. There's some pretty convincing stuff.
What?
It's pretty interesting. And
So
Drake,
interesting.
sorry, go ahead.
Did Drake shoot him or did he hire someone?
The theory is that he hired two dudes to do it. But here's the thing. Drake is sketch, man. I don't trust Drake, not even a little bit. Especially after what happened at Astroworld.
What happened in Astroworld?
You guys not hear about this a couple of months ago?
Uh-uh.
Big concert with Travis Scott.
Oh,
Down in
yeah.
Texas.
And then some people got trampled and died.
Like 10
Yeah.
people died, including like a little kid, because they were trampled, and it went on for
Yeah.
like 45 minutes after somebody had died. Lots of people were paralyzed and like have permanent nerve damage. Lots of people, like, because they suffocated and
Yeah.
it came back to life and stuff. But I mean, it was a nightmare.
Wait, was Drake there for that?
And Drake was there. That's why there was such a big surge, because first of all, it was already overpacked, the crowd. And then Drake came as a surprise on stage, and nobody knew Drake was coming. But when he came on stage, everybody surged, and people got trampled, people got killed, and the concert went on for 45 minutes before they actually finally stopped it. And
Did they know that
police showed up.
people had died at that point?
There were people climbing onto stage and like screaming like, "There's people dying! Stop the concert! Stop the show!" And they didn't stop it.
Oh,
I also saw a theory. This one's a little bit out there.
There's like I've seen a couple like concerts get out of hand, and the artist will like do like actually like stop in the middle of the song and be like, "Hey, like let's get this guy a bottle of water,"
Yeah.
or like let's get this guy taken care of.
Well, because that's what you do when you're a humane, decent human being.
Yeah, I can't remember who I've seen do it, but I've seen more rappers than. But yeah, I've seen that. Anyway, go on. What you were saying.
Well, so I'm gonna try and pull this up right here. There was a theory about Astroworld that came out, and it's pretty interesting. It was let me see if I can find this.
While you're looking for that,
Yeah,
if
please.
anybody's seen Frozen 2, they find the shipwreck from her parents. So that just kind of like debunks your whole theory right there.
how does it debunk
Oh,
it
we're
then?
still on this.
It's not in the jungle.
Oh. All right.
Watch Frozen 2 and you won't believe it anymore.
Okay.
But is that show really canon?
Geographically accurate. You know what I mean?
No, it's found in a forest.
Have you
So-
seen Frozen 2?
Yeah, like twice.
That can't be true.
You're wrong.
Wait.
So I found
wanna
this
hear
theory.
this,
I
yeah.
pulled it up. This came out right after the whole Astro World fiasco. Jonah actually sent this to me. It was a Facebook post by T-Various Richardson. Okay. And he says, y'all eyes wide shut when it's right in your face and you still can't see the stuff. The flyer was full of Freemason occult symbolism. This was I can't say this without laughing. This was a satanic energy harvesting ritual that resulted in 8 people, later went up to 10, dying. The frequencies is what caused the people to go crazy. They were hypnotized and under a spell. And so he has several images attached here. He says they were hypnotized under spell. Notice the spiral inside the flames, inside the pyramid, because in the background there was this pyramid, kind of on stage, and then they had these big pillars of fire, and a spiral, this kind of weird spiral image on the back, and says, notice the shirt he wearing. Now pay attention to the "see you on the other side" reference to a portal that appeared. So again, on the images, Travis Scott in the concert was wearing this kind of weird shirt that's got what looks like these 3D cartoon renderings of devils coming out of it like a door. You guys can kind of look at it and let me know what you think.
Interesting. See ya on the other side.
So that appeared on this, on the screen on the back during the concert.
So you think it was planned?
That's this conspiracy theory. I'm not saying that I believe this one, but
Interesting.
Grand
Things to
Secret.
think about. Huh. Have you guys heard the one about the Denver airport?
I haven't.
Oh, I think I have heard something. The Denver airport is whack.
Really?
It is just really weird.
So
First of all, I think something is shaped like a swastika. Like
Yeah,
the
so the-
runways or
the
some-
runways, if you look at it on Google Maps, it looks somewhat like a swastika.
Okay.
It also went like billions of dollars over budget, and it took way longer. And so some of the conspiracy theories on them are it was built by the New World Order. The giant blue horse statue is a nod to the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Wow.
It contains the Illuminati headquarters. Its underground tunnels have bunkers.
Okay, that would explain some of the billions of dollars.
Yeah, and then the artwork that's in the
So wild.
it kind of like gives clues about the end of the world, or
Really?
it's just really obscure artwork.
Weird.
And like
Mhm.
in the floors they have like the Freemasons like tiled it, like the Freemason logo tiled
Really?
into the flooring.
Whoa.
So
Yeah, that one's actually really weird because it's like I've been to the Denver airport like a few times before, and I'm like, things aren't adding up.
yeah.
I wonder how many times Bill Gates has been to the Denver airport. Talking about one world order. I mean, we all know who's one of the big guys behind that.
But yeah, no, like
Fair
look
enough.
into like the Denver airport. It's really weird, like how over budget it went, how long it took to build.
Spooky.
All the artwork that's in there is super weird, and yeah,
It's gonna be worth looking up.
yeah, just looking at the art's weird. Like I'm looking at one and it has a guy with an M16 with a gas mask on
Yeah,
and
like
and a
wild
sword
stuff.
swiping through a city, and then
What?
yeah,
This is
Yeah.
the artwork in just like the
In an
public airport.
airport.
in the public airport. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're not gonna have like a Denver, maybe Pikes Peak. You know, like some nice
Yeah.
mountains. Welcome to
Colorful
Colorado.
yeah.
Huh.
It's interesting.
Wow,
Yeah.
sounds like my kind of place.
Oh,
World ends. Road trip to Denver.
Let's go.
yeah, it's great. Trips to Denver are so much fun. Oh man, we were on our way back from Denver one day, and we came through the I-70 way, and you hit Soldier Summit, but then a semi truck tipped and spilled a bunch of gas on the freeway,
Whoa.
and we had to divert like south and then back down around to I-15, and it took normally what would take like a 7-hour drive to 12 hours.
Oh,
It was
brutal.
miserable.
Well, knowing you, that wouldn't be the only gas spill on a road trip, if you know what I mean.
Just don't light anything.
No matches in the car. That's our family policy.
Yeah, I got rid of my smoke, my cigarette lighter.
It was just
That
too
was just a little
dangerous.
too sketchy for me. Yeah. Yeah.
9/11.
Okay, so if we're gonna talk about this in the one world order, or again another random guy I met when I was in California, he went on for about 2.5 hours talking about how the Catholic Church is behind creating one world order. Now I'll tie this into 9/11 in a second here.
No good.
But he started talking. He started going on a rant. He's like, 7 out of the 9 Supreme Court justices, Roman Catholic. Joe Biden, Roman Catholic. And he started listing off all these people, like, in the big up in the government. He's like, they're all Roman Catholics. And he believed that Sunday Sabbath worship was the mark of the beast. I guess he was raised Seventh-day Adventist, but they weren't radical enough for him. So he kind of went off on his own and started having these beliefs. And he was convinced that Bush was working with the Chinese and the Catholic Church, and they orchestrated 9/11 to create fear and to give him more power that he in turn diverted to the Catholic Church.
Wait, why would he why would he divert energy to the Catholic Church after 9/11?
Because it's one world order. That's just, you create fear and people become what? More religious, right?
Scared.
After a big event like that, people are going to go to church.
Oh, I see. I'm convinced. I'm just kidding. Just
So that's one of the more extreme 9/11 things I've heard about.
like every single conspiracy theory I hear, I'm like, yeah, it's probably real. You're like, wait, one more question, and then you're like, okay, yeah, no,
Yep.
checks out.
Yeah.
Jen, I feel like you got something to say about this, though, about 9/11.
I mean, I don't know. I've heard many conspiracy theories about 9/11. The one that seems like most realistic is that, like, we found out that it was going to happen, but there was almost nothing we could do to stop it. So I don't remember how exactly it went, but it was like they decided to make it like a national event, so that like it would bring the country together type of thing. There's many different conspiracy theories on it.
I mean, Ukraine knew that Russia was going to invade before
they did.
and there was like logical reason why they didn't tell all the citizens.
Panic.
And it would actually take them longer to evacuate.
How?
I don't
Probably
know.
because they couldn't control like traffic if everybody just started, I'm leaving right now.
Yeah,
That
fair
makes
enough.
sense. I don't know.
Yeah, but like if it actually happens, you can actually evacuate people quicker because they'll listen to military in situations like that rather than like police officers. They'll just do, it's like everyone for themselves.
So, Jen, similar to yours, 9/11 theory, the most convincing one that I've heard, and I don't want to believe this one, so I don't. But apparently, there's enough time from when they discovered that the planes had hit the Twin Towers and everything. In theory, there is enough time for them to have found out, because they knew the other plane was coming, the one that went down over Pennsylvania or whatever, that was headed for the White House. There's the story, and because people were calling their families and they were saying, hey, like, we're in trouble, somebody hijacked the plane and things. But the theory that I've heard is that there was enough time in that span for the White House to scramble up a jet and shoot that plane down. And so instead of having the plane hit the White House, they could shoot down a plane full of a few hundred Americans. And so the conspiracy theory is that they scrambled that up, shot that, because, well, again, back to panic. I mean, if something hit the White House, that would be major news, right? And that's something that you want to avoid at all costs, even if that's the cost of hundreds of lives. Now, I think this theory is, it's one that I've heard. It's a good friend of mine's dad is 100% convinced of this. And I can see it maybe being possible and perhaps even plausible, but I don't want to believe it because I want to believe in like the courage of those plane people. I don't want to, if the people on that plane, I don't want to minimize what they had to do and what they went through. And I want to believe that story is real,
Yeah, that's an interesting one. 9/11, I mean, crazy.
I went to the memorial. That's a cool place.
That is cool.
Didn't do the museum. I want to do the museum. I want to go back and do the museum. Well, Max, you're leaving for Flaming Gorge in 2 days.
That's right. Gleaming Forge.
And what will you be doing there?
Well, honestly, I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna be working at a resort in the little town of Dutch John there, and there's a number of things I could do. I could work either like doing food and stuff at the little restaurant they have there, and like checking people in to the little cabins there at the resort. I could work like lawn and like yard maintenance and stuff. They have a little tree farm there and a couple other things. They're also doing some construction. They're building a couple cabins out there, and that could be a job I could get put on. But I'm hoping to work shuttles, like shuttling people to and from the rafts, and because the resort has several rafts and little fishing boats too that people rent out all the time. Because that would be fun. It'd be fun to interact with people. It would be fun to get out and get down by the river during the day, and at the same time, people tip. It's pretty good.
That'll be a lot of fun.
I'm excited. You guys got to come visit.
We'll have
fishing
to come
up there.
visit. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Seems like there's a lot of opportunities for you to enjoy your time up there.
I hope so. Yeah.
Do you have to like rent out a camping spot?
No, there's housing, and it's just gonna be like taken out of my paycheck, just like a little bit of rent for the house that I'm gonna be staying in.
Oh, nice. What
That'd
about
be
for
cool.
me?
Oh, for you? There's lots of BLM camping. Bureau of Land Management.
BLM.
Bureau of Land Management.
Not to be confused with Black Lives Matter.
Not to be confused
okay.
with
I
that.
was like,
Both are important. But you could find some place to camp.
okay.
Like,
I think
So
I
you're
think
not
I can get
offering
you.
your
I could
bed?
get you a discount. Oh well. I mean,
Okay, Jenica.
Kate, I'll have a
that's
couch at
reserved
least.
for me and Jonah only.
Yeah, that's actually true. Grant's got an all access pass there.
Okay. Oh,
You don't want to know what I paid for this pass.
I'm sure it wasn't monetary.
It may have been a Spider-Man kiss tonight. But
Little spider sugar never hurt anyone.
Hey, yeah.
oh man. Well, I'm glad we were able to catch you in your super busy week.
You know, I'm glad to be here. I've been looking forward to this for a long time.
Yeah, this was fun. Well, when you get back, you'll have to come back on and tell us all about your trip.
Okay, will do. And any more conspiracy theories I learned about.
Ooh, yes.
Crossing
I'm
my
gonna read about the
fingers.
moon landing.
I'm crossing my fingers that I see Bigfoot this summer.
Dude, if you do,
Woo!
please.
I
share.
won't believe you.
Hashtag I believe.
Hashtag I don't.
I believe.
All right. Well, that's
That's a wrap.
a wrap for us. Thanks for joining, Max, Kate, and Jen. I'm glad you actually said something, Jen. Max and Kate, it's always fun to have you on. Well, it was fun to have you on. Come on again. Later.
Bye.
Kate, I love you.